Welcome. Today we are going to have a nice 40-minute heart-opening flow. We're going to begin on our backs, lying down with your knees bent, soles of your feet on the floor, just to connect, ground. So as you start, you can close the windows of your eyes and begin to notice the quality of your body, notice the quality of your breath. Begin to deepen the expression of your breath as you fully land here on your mat, in your body, in this moment. And just thank yourself for taking this conscious step out of the events of your day into this place, into this journey, into this yoga, taking care of yourself from the inside out. If to be grateful for nothing else, just that. Good. Exhale all the breath out of your mouth. Letting go of any stress, any tension, any resistance. From that empty space, inhale through your nose, fill your lungs completely. Hold your breath at the top. Through your mouth, exhale. Cleansing and detoxifying through breathing. One more just like that. Inhaling. Hold it. And audible exhale. Good. Flip your palms to face the floor if they're not already, and bring the arms alongside your body. Walk your heels in a little bit closer toward your sits bones, as if you were coming into a bridge pose. Keeping the palms pressing down alongside your hips, inhale, peel your lower and middle back up for a bridge. Exhale, lower your hips down as the arms float up and all the way back. Top of the hands, press. Inhale, reverse the flow. Lift your hips, arms float down, palms press. Use your triceps to lift the pelvis. Exhale, slowly. Feel each bone release as the arms float back. So continue this at your own pace. If you're familiar with Ujjayi Pranayama, it's a wonderful time to cultivate that ocean quality of breath, resonating, vibrating at the base of the throat. Think of this as a reclining cat-cow tilt. As you lift your hips, be sure that the knees don't splay out to the side. So you want to kind of harness everything into the midline. Imagine that you are pressing into my hands as you lift those hips up. Yes, between the knees. And then keep going. A couple more rounds. Just feeling into the spine, central nervous system, a wonderful way to open up for good practice. Good. Next time your hips come down to the floor, hug your knees in toward your chest. Press your thighs against your torso and get nice and compact. Flatten your spine. You can rock a little side to side here, just massaging your sacrum, your lower back a little bit. And then shifting that side to side rocking into forward and back roll. So as you inhale, rock forward onto your sits bones. Exhale, rock back onto the shoulder blades, creating a little bit of momentum back and forth with the breath. And then rock all the way up, cross your ankles, and shift onto your hands and knees, moving into table pose. Imagine your arms are like lamp posts, so your shoulder, your elbow, your wrist stacked in one line, fingers spread. Crown of head extending forward, hips, tailbone reaching back. Firm your tummy. Inhale, reach your right leg straight back behind you. Flex the foot. Drive the heel back, lift the leg up as high as your hip. Good. And exhale, extend your left arm forward toward the front of this space. Try to bring your right inner thigh toward the center line. Bring your left arm toward your left ear. Good. So you can either stay here for spinal balancing, or as an option, bend your lifted knee, reach back with your left hand, catch your foot from the inside or outside, and immediately kick your foot into your hand. So when you kick the foot into your hand, that'll help you with the balance. You want to dip your thoracic spine forward toward your sternum and wrap the outer right arm back. Good, so you're balanced here, opening the heart, but keeping the belly tight. So a firmness in the abdomen will help you protect your lower back. And if you're not holding the leg, you can just stay in the leg and arm extension. Take one more inhaling. Stay for the exhale. Release the arm and leg out. Inhale. And exhale, release hand and knee. Switching sides. Inhale, extend your left leg straight back behind you. And exhale, extend the right arm forward. So try to imagine one straight line from your back heel through the leg, through the sideways, and extending out the right arm. Neck, back of the neck is bright, belly firms in. Either stay here or bend that lifted left knee, reach back with your right hand, and then kick. Yes, kick your foot into your hand. So there's a few variations here. So what Molly's doing is she's actually letting her right shoulder fall open, which is fine, a little bit more of a twist. Or you can try to direct your right shoulder forward and square everything off. It really doesn't matter. So as long as you're kicking and reaching, simultaneously pulling the skin of your left hand back energetically, isometrically. Keep breathing. Re-extend the limbs. Inhale, right arm forward, left leg back. And exhale, release hand and knee to the floor. Neutral spine. Inhale, dip the spine down, lift your chest forward and up through the gateway of the shoulders. Exhale, round and tuck. Feel the space between your shoulder blades stretching. Two more. Inhale, cow pose, lift your chin. Exhale, cat pose, round your spine. Last one, inhale, arch, tuck your toes. Exhale, press back to down dog. Lift your knees, press your chest. Take a few breaths here to get comfortable. Any movements that you'd like to open up the backs of your legs. Let your head go, let it just hang down. Good. From down dog, inhale, glide forward to plank. Gaze forward. Exhale, lower your knees, your chest, and your chin to the floor so the hips are elevated. Inhale, point your toes, drop your hips down, pull your sternum forward, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, press back downward facing dog. So two more just like that. Inhale, glide to plank, heels resist back. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Hips lifted, elbows hug the ribs. Point your toes, inhale, slide through, wrap your shoulders back, lift your chest. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, Adho Mukha Svanasana down. Last one, inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift yourselves up. Inhale, reach your right leg back behind you. Lift it straight up to the sky. Exhale, step your foot all the way through between your palms. You can bring your foot a little bit to the right for more balance. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Crescent pose. Soften your back knee. Hug your front ribs toward your back body. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, twist. So you want to keep your spine perpendicular to the floor. Tendency is to lean the weight forward, so if anything, reach more through the right hand. So nice capital T, if you could think of lowercase. Yeah, good. Either stay here or begin to lean back. Bring your right hand to the left hamstring. Reach your left arm up, thumb out, pinky in. Try to iron out the back of your left leg, so you're lifting your hamstring up toward your hand. Belly is tight. Heart is lifting. Take an inhale here. Good. Stay in the twist. Just release your left hand down to the floor inside of your front foot. Reach your right arm up to the sky and allow your right arm to fall back a little bit. So you're feeling that space in your upper back. Try to prevent your front knee from ducking out to the side. So you're going to kind of pull the knee in toward the midline and If it's a lot here, you can lower your back knee down to the floor as a modification. Otherwise, you keep the leg very, very strong. Great. Inhale your right hand to the floor. Step back to plank position. Exhale, lower, slow, all in one piece. Bend the elbows all the way to your butt, to your stomach. Good. Point your toes, interlace your hands behind your lower back. Bend your elbows in order to get the palms and wrists to touch. Hug the outer corners of your shoulders toward each other and lift your head and your chest up. Spread your toes, your toenails are on the floor, and hug your shoulders and look forward and down so there's no wrinkles behind your neck. Try to ungrip your glutes if they're squeezing. Take another inhale. Stay suspended in the chest. Just release the hands and place your hands next to your chest, floating ribs. Inhale, lift, maybe into upward facing dog, or stay low in a cobra, in up dog. Thighs lift. Everything is up except for the hands and the tops of the feet. Micro bend your elbows and use that to pull the head of the arm bones back and send your heart forward and up. Take an inhale here. Use your belly to exhale. Roll over the toes. Press back, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg straight back behind you. Exhale, step the foot all the way through. Bring it a little bit to the left, preparing for crescent. Inhale, reach forward and up. Always feel free to modify. Bend your back knee halfway, root your tailbone down. Compact your front ribs toward the back and wrap your outer upper arms toward the front of the room. Take a deep inhale, get long in the side waist. Exhale, twist left, right arm forward, left arm back. Squeeze your inner thighs toward the midline. Keep that front body moving toward the back body. Either staying upright here in your perpendicular twist or lean back, place your left hand on the back of your right thigh, reach your right arm up and overhead. As you reach that right arm up and overhead, is it possible to soften the shoulder blade and keep the arm straight? Keep descending into that front knee. Take another breath into the heart. Exhale your right hand to the floor, inside of your front foot. Peel your left arm straight up and then allow the left arm to lean back a little bit here. Goes the inner thighs, compact, the outer hips, hug in, and breathe. Yeah, so you're going to want to try to do the same thing that you did on the other side. So that's why you drop the knee on one side, drop it on this side. You don't have to, but it's nice to balance. Inhale your left hand to the floor, step back to plank position. Exhale, slowly lower halfway, chaturanga, if that's in your practice. Inhale, upward facing dog, or you can modify with cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg straight back behind you. Exhale, hug your knee in toward your nose, round forward toward a plank. Inhale, press back, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee toward your right tricep, look forward, pin your belly to your spine. Inhale, press back, three-legged dog. Exhale, cross and twist. Draw your right knee toward your left elbow. Stay here. Kick your leg all the way out. Drop onto the instep of your left foot. Reach your left arm up, fall in triangle. Lift the hips. Good. You can extend that left arm forward a little bit, thumb out, pinky in, externally rotating the upper arm. Inhale here. Listen carefully. Exhale your left hand down. Keep the leg out. Lift your left heel up. Look forward. Exhale, bend the elbows halfway down. Stay here. Step into chaturanga. Right foot meets left. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg straight up. Use your breath. Exhale, hug your knee to your nose. Maybe you can try to kiss your kneecap. Inhale, press back, three-legged. Exhale, left knee, left tricep, look slightly forward. Inhale, kick the leg straight back. Exhale, cross and twist. Stay, extend the left leg all the way out to the side. Drop to the instep side of your right foot and reach the right arm up, fall in triangle. So yes, this will feel good. Just try to strengthen your legs. Try to lift your pelvis up Engage your belly a little bit to protect your lower back. Allow that top arm to fall back. Breathe into the heart. Well done. Place your right hand back down. Lift your back heel into the air. Keep the leg out to the side. Exhale, bend the elbows just halfway. From there, step into chaturanga. Inhale, rise, upward facing, strong legs. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths in your down dog. In your down dog, imagine you were wearing a corset so the ribs don't spill open. The rib cage is being knit together, so there's integrity in your core, even in this down dog, which can always invite in a little bit of back bend. You just don't want to do it here. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step or lightly hop your feet all the way to your thumb. Inhale, look up, half lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, swing the arms up all the way to stand, reach up. Exhale, back bend. Bend the elbows, lift your chest. Inhale, reach up, palms press. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step or float back, chaturanga, finding the vinyasa flow here. Inhale, upward dog, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay and breathe. So when we flow with the breath in the vinyasa, try not to lose that rhythmic component of your breathing when you're in a down dog. You want to keep it going the whole entire time. Inhale, look forward, wind the hips back. Exhale, step or lightly float, feet to thumb. Inhale, flat back, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise, all the way up to stand, strong legs. Exhale, back bend, bend the elbows, cactus arms. Inhale, lift, palms press. Exhale, dive forward, hinging at the hip. Inhale, lengthen, look up. Exhale, step or float, landing with bent elbows if you're jump. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. So you're going to find your own flow. Find the rhythm of your breath. Stay and breathe. Good. One more like that. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Bottom of the exhale, lightly step or float, feet to thumbs. Inhale, flat back, spine away. And exhale, fold, torso toward thighs. Inhale, rise, root down into the feet, lift. Exhale, back bend, bend, squeeze between the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold into your shins. Inhale, lengthen halfway, slight cobra behind the heart. Exhale, step or float, chaturanga. Elbows tight to the side waist. Inhaling and exhaling. So move through the vinyasa at your own pace. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Bottom of the exhale, step or spring to your thumb. Inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, chair pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Pour the weight into your heels. Exhale, bend your elbows, interlace your hands behind your head. Keep the elbows wide like wings. Lengthen your lower back so your rib cage is kind of lifting up off of the top of your thighs. And send your shins back in space. So you use this to open up your upper back, the arms behind the head like this, but try not to arch your lower back so that stays firm, the belly is firm. Sink the hips down and back so you're deepening the crease of the hips, you're deepening the inner groins, internally spiraling the thighs. Good, take one more breath. Keep the hands, straighten the legs, inhale, arch back. And exhale, stand up, release your arms. Grounding into your right foot, bend your left knee, left arm out to the side, thumb up like you're hitchhiking. And then reach down, grab the inside edge of your left foot for Shiva Nataraj dancer pose. Hug your knees together, lengthen your low back. So you want to zip up your core like you're wearing a pair of jeans, a fly. With your right arm straight up, optional mudra, Dhyan mudra, thumb and forefinger touch. First, begin to kick your foot into your hand. So try not to let that left knee veer out past the hip, keep it in line. When you cannot kick anymore, then you can begin to dip your torso forward. Keep trying to firm the outer right hip back. In all one-legged balancing postures, it's important to harness the weight to the instep side of the standing foot, so the big toe mound of the right foot as opposed to the outer edge. So you have an option of staying here, or if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, begin to bend your standing knee, come all the way down into Chapasana. You can place your right fingertips onto a block or the floor, and now begin to externally rotate that left hip. Optionally, your drishti, your gaze, moves up toward the ceiling or the left shoulder. Keep driving your foot into your hand. Keep hugging the outer right hip back in toward the midline. Yeah, great. So if you came into this variation, got good news for you. You're going to come back out the same way you came in. So turn your chest and your hips face the floor. Soften your standing knee. Kick your foot into your hand. Rise back up into Shiva Nataraj, dancer. Soften that standing knee to come out of the pose. Left knee meets right. Release your left foot. Float the right arm down and shake it out. It's my favorite part of the pose. Have I said that before? It's floating. Oh, the shaking out, definitely. And the floating down of the arm. It's like, oh, that's part of it too, right? Huh. You're not just smacking it down. That's okay too, though. All right, let's do the other side. Left leg, standing leg, rooted and strong in that left leg. Bend your right knee. Make sure you don't twist your arm. So if you want to just put it on a lot of people twist their arm. The eye of the elbow faces out, and you bend your knee and catch the inside. So try not to twist. You want to think of opening up the shoulder here. Now bring your knees together. That can be enough. Just having you standing on one leg with the knees touching, good quad stretch. Otherwise, begin to kick your right foot back. Extend your left arm up first. Yep, and then kick your right foot back into your hand. Keep the knee in line with the hip. And when you can't kick anymore, you reach. Take a couple of breaths here in dancer pose. So there's this simultaneous action of kicking the foot into the hand. I just distracted you. And reaching forward. Yeah, don't have friends. Friends don't let friends adjust people in balancing poses. Good. Yeah. So you want to think of your body like a T, pretty much. So you dip down as you kick back. Either stay where you are, steady your focus, or continue all the way down. Once your left fingertips come to the floor or the block, then you're going to begin to peel your right arm, your right hip up, over your left. So you feel the shoulders coming together behind your heart, the right shoulder head down. Keep that bottom leg firm and stable. A couple more, really opening the heart. If it hurts your neck to look up, you can always just look down. It's not a big deal. Good. Turn everything back down to the floor. So the right outer hip bone squares down, the chest squares down. Soften your left knee in order to exit the pose with control, with awareness. Inhale all the way back up. And then soften the standing knee. Right foot meets left. Don't forget to float. Arm down. Shake it out. Good. Let it go. All right, you guys. So from here, widen your stance. So you're going to take a nice wide stance. Place your hands at your heart center. And imagine you're sliding down a wall. So you're going to begin to bend your knees. Bend, 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 bend. The belly button lifts, pelvic floor lifts as you lower, lower, lower. Maybe the heels pop up. And you're in Malasana squat pose. Place your left hand outside of your left shin, fingertips on a diagonal. From there, inhale, reach your right arm up and twist, open to the right. Good. Feel free to stay here, or if you'd like to bind, you can fold your left elbow in front of the shin. Face your right palm behind you and bend the elbow. Maybe you catch a piece of clothing, a towel. Good. If a bind binds you, don't do it. It's really just an opportunity to open the heart more. Otherwise, you stay in the full extension of the arms. Take another breath. Keep the back of the neck long. Good. Back through center. Hands to your heart. Take a moment here to center yourself. Other side. Right fingers down. You use that right knee and arm as leverage to peel open to the left. Breathe here for a couple of breaths, and then if it feels okay in your body, you can bend that left arm behind you, right arm in front of the shin. And the full variation would be your right hand is tugging on your left wrist, pulling your left fingertips toward the floor. And lean your heart and your head back. There's a wall behind you. Keep your chin slightly tucked. Breathe into the stretch. Keep cinching the outer hips toward the midline. Great. Back through center, hands to your heart. Big inhale here. Hands to the floor. Exhale, lift your hips. Fold forward over your legs. Heel toe your feet all the way to touch at the top of your mat. Inhale, bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, slide forward to plank position. Exhale, lower halfway down. Plank, inhale. Exhale, lower halfway down. You can always do this with your knees on the floor. Plank, inhale. Exhale, lower. The elbows hug the side waist. It's a yoga push-up. One more, inhale. Exhale, lower halfway down and stay. Smile for a breath. Inhale. Release onto your belly. Exhale. Turn your cheek to one side, arms alongside you. And just melt for a couple of moments. Feel gravity supporting you, so you don't have to hold on to anything right now. Feel your heartbeat against the floor. Feel the breath in your body. Good. And then place your forehead on the floor, bend your elbows, come into Sphinx pose. So elbows directly underneath the shoulders, fingers spread nice and wide. So point your toes so your feet are about hip distance apart. Grip into the mat with all 10 fingers, and energetically you want to pull the mat toward you, even though it's not really moving. So that's going to send your spine forward and up. And imagine that you could lift your belly button off the floor. So your belly button's not even touching the floor in Sphinx pose. It's just the pubic bone and the frontal hip points. Try not to dump into the shoulders. It tends to feel good. But we don't do that. We keep it all nice and long, creating length. Good. Now place your left forearm diagonal in front of your face. Bend your right knee. Reach back with your right hand. Same thing we did for dancers, like you're going for a little hitchhike. Reach for the inside of your right foot. If you have the flexibility, you're going to turn all 5 right toes, five right fingers rather, to face the same direction of your toes for Ardha Bhikasana. So now notice what may have happened in your left shoulder. Are you dumping down? Can you press into the elbow? I want you to press your right hand into your foot. So your right foot's moving toward the outer hip. As you press your right hand into your foot, can you simultaneously press your foot back up into your hand? And breathe into it. If you like, you can walk your left fingers forward again, press into the hand, lift your left elbow off the floor, wrap the shoulder. And here you would want to direct your right shoulder forward. And breathe. So you're creating a dynamic stretch. You're creating a lot more stability too by pressing your foot down and pressing your foot up. One more. And release it back into Sphinx pose. And switch sides. So right forearm starts diagonal. Bend your left knee. Reach back for the instep of the foot. If you can't turn your fingers to face the same direction of your toes, that's okay. Just hold the foot like this. But make sure you stay lifted in the shoulder, in the right shoulder. Good. And maybe you begin to pull your left heel toward the floor outside of your left hip. Ooh, hello, quadricep muscle. Largest muscle in your body. So if it's tight, that's great. Just breathe. Breathe deep. Press your foot into your hand, press your hand into your foot. Creating your own resistance. And if you'd like, walk your right fingers forward, straighten the arm. That's only if you've gotten pretty good grip on that left foot. Lifting your pubic bone up toward your navel, even here. Finding that lengthening quality to your lumbar spine. Okay, release that. Come back onto your elbows. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips, plank on your elbows. Walk your feet in toward your elbows, dolphin pose. Look slightly forward toward the gap between your forearms. Inhale, lift one leg up to the sky, whichever one you want. We're going to take little hops up and down as part of a moving meditation. If you happen to catch some air time, bring your legs together for scorpion. Bend your knees. Keep your knees touching. Spread your toes. Pull your chest through the gateway of the shoulders. 3 more breaths. Legs straight up to the sky. Dolphin pose. Forearm plank. Sphinx. Point the toes, pull the chest forward, and then create a pillow with your palms. Rest the opposite cheek on that pillow, and shake your hips from left to right. Releasing the lower back. Good. Forehead back down. This time, bend your knees. So we're going to take a variation of Dhanurasana that's a little bit different. So you're going to grab, instead of the outer shins or ankles, because we've been doing all this shoulder opening from the inner shoulder, so you're going to grab the instep sides of your ankles, your feet right below your ankle, and flex your feet. Bring your knees all the way to touch. So in this variation of Dhanurasana, try not to lift your thighs up, so your thighs stay on the floor. Inhale, kick your heels away from your seat and lift just your chest up. So you want to use the leg muscles to keep the thighs down and flex your feet strongly and stay lifted. 3 breaths. 2 breaths. 1 more inhale, kick. And release. Exhale. Make that pillow with your palms. Rock your hips from left to right. So bringing the arms forward like this, it helps keep us in a back bending. Then if you were to have your arms alongside you, then the shoulders roll forward. Great. From here, bend your elbows. Place your hands next to your floating ribs and press up into tabletop position. Walk your knees forward a little bit and come to stand up on your shins. Good. So just to finish up here before we kind of cool down a little bit, we're going to take 1 camel pose together. So let's just start there. So tuck your toes. Place your hands on your lower back. So you place the hands, I like my fingers pointing down to help me move my sacrum forward, pelvis forward. Inhale, lift your head and your chest. Not your head, just your chest. And exhale, either stay here or reach back for your heels. If you're reaching back for your heels, it's really not a race to get to your heels, especially at the sake of your pelvis. You're going to keep your hips directly over your knees. The moment that the hips go back, dip back, you've gone too far, and just keep supporting your low back. Heart is lifted. This is a stretch for right between the shoulder blades. Everything else, neutral. Okay, there's firmness in the tummy so that you're protecting your low back. If you feel any pinching in your lower back, back out of the pose a little bit and breathe. 2 more breaths. Hands to your lower back. Inhale, come all the way back up. Hands to your hips, just resetting the spine. Good. We're going to do this one more time with the toes tucked. If you'd like to move into Urdhva Dhanurasana from here, you can move back, bring your hands to the floor, step 1 foot forward, and then the other foot. Again, if you do that variation, you have to come back into Ustrasana. Okay? Yogi's choice. Hands to your lower back. Inhale, lift your head and your chest. Exhale, go back. If you're going into Urdhva Dhanurasana, hands up and back behind you, yeah. Place 1 foot on the floor at a time. The other one, wrap the outer elbows back directly over the wrists. Now think camel pose. So you have to walk your right foot back, tuck the toes, right knee down, Left knee down. Yes. Come back up. It's all core and legs. Hands to the floor. Round your spine for a moment. Inhale, arch your back. Cross your ankles behind you. Sit back over your ankle bones and extend your legs. Really nice. So sit up on your sits bones, bend your knees, and lift your right toes into the air. Take your left hand to the outside of your right foot. Reach your right leg up and twist, right arm back. Be sure that that right leg doesn't cross the midline though. So you're pressing your foot into your hand into your foot. Try not to C-curve your back either. Lift your breastbone up. If you want a little bit more core, you can lift your left leg up, straighten it. Balance here, twisting boat. Put your left foot back down, the floor bent knee. Cross your right wrist over your left. Grab the inner foot. Lift your chest. Exhale, bend the elbows. If it's too much for you to straighten that right leg, bend the knee a little bit. But notice what's happening in my back. Unless you want to be a hunchback, don't do it. Straighten up. Doesn't matter how close the knee comes. Soften the shoulders and breathe. Just release the foot. Slowly lower the leg down. Bend your knee. Lift your left toes. Switch sides for the twist. Right hand holds the outer left foot. Reach your left leg up. Lean back and twist. Keep your lower back lifting out of your pelvis. Option, gaze back toward the left hand. Remember, press your foot into your hand into your foot. Maybe float the right leg up. And twist. Yeah, nice stability. Outer left hip hugging it down. Bend the right knee, right foot down. Come forward, cross your left wrist on top of your right. Lift your sternum and then fold the elbows out to the sides any amount. Like you really want to kiss your left ankle. So close, yet so far. But you don't have to yearn for it with the shoulders moving up. You just kind of honor where you are. Great, release the foot very slowly, mindfully. Lower your left leg down, arms alongside you. Bend your left knee. Reach your arms forward and slowly begin to melt onto your back. Bone by bone by bone. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side, massaging your lower back. And to neutralize, let's take Happy Baby. So Ananda Balasana, hands to the outsides of your feet, elbows to the inner knees. And then you want to simultaneously, kind of like we did earlier, pull your knees, drag them outside of the ribs, down, as you press the soles of your feet up. So you're really flattening your sacroiliac joint, your lower back. And then pull the head of the shoulders down as well. So all 4 points of your spine are flat. Hug your knees into your chest. Good. And shift both knees over to the left side for a spinal twist. Pop the hips a little bit to the right. Just keep the hips in line with the shoulders. Arms out to a T, gaze over your right shoulder. You can pop the knees up in line with your belly button just to receive the most benefits of this cleansing twist. Just rinsing the spine of any stagnant energy, any agitation of the mind. Open up the mind through opening up the body. That's one of the gifts, one of the many gifts of the yoga practice. Just trust everything that comes up, every sensation, every thought, every feeling. Just keep letting it come and go, just like the waves of breath. Back through center as you inhale. Shift your hips over to the left as your knees fall up and over to the right. Cleansing twist. Nourish this posture with your breath. Deeper, fuller, richer. Try to breathe into your belly as opposed to your chest. Inhale, back through center. Squeeze your knees in, thighs toward your heart. Give yourself a big hug. Lift your head, lift your chest. Squeeze everything in. Inhale. Hold it. Exhale, release everything long on the mat, Shavasana. Take a few moments to readjust if you need. If you have a towel or a blanket, you can cover your eyes or place something under your knees for a little bit of elevation. But prioritize your Shavasana. It's the most important part of the yoga practice in terms of really gaining the benefits of the postures. So 3 to 5 minutes, longer if you have the time. Relax. Let your bones be heavy in your skin. Nothing to control, nothing to hold on to. Really allowing gravity to do its job. Absorbing this ancient practice. I honor you for sharing your time and your practice, setting your mind back to gratitude, gratitude for your body, gratitude for making it to your mat. It's the most important part. The light in me honors and bows to the light in you. Namaste.